Hello, David Morgan here with Digital Marketing Tactician once again, and we are going to continue building upon our project for California. So before we begin, I want to show you this. This is the page that we are going to rank in the California area. You know, anybody in the California area is going to get this particular page. So just to show you what it looks like, and actually I probably need to do a few more things to make this a little bit more presentable. And I need to replace everything that says Boston with California. So let me just go ahead and do that real quick because I want to make everything picture perfect, as it were. Find Boston computer. Oh, there we go. So this is an article I discovered, and I'm just hijacking it for my own benefit. So let me just see. Use composite. Experts love to use composite decking materials. I could spin this, but in the case of I guess the rest of this doesn't matter because I just don't think it matters. Anyways, update, because that's everything Boston. But anyways, ideally what I should do is be putting in a picture to kind of help sell this. And actually what I will do is I will actually throw in a video, just because what a YouTube video does is, you know, YouTube provides extra weight to the article or to a page. So what I've done already was I created a video in advance, and I will be showcasing it here on that website. So another thing that I've also done was with my video for California is I put a nice little, I should probably pull that up real quick. I put a nice little thumbnail. It looks like this as soon as it shows up. And well, once it shows up, it'll explain a lot. I didn't expect to do this, but I should have shown you what I'm up to. In all things, I'll let it load. I don't know why it's taking forever. But let me just go ahead and get this. Let me get the address to that, and then I'll throw that into the article. Actually, let me just redo this because it's small. I like doing it at 500 and whatever, you know, because I want it to stick. 560 by 315, and then insert. Great, that's good. So it's going to say rent this spot, obviously, and then basically what this means is when you see this on Google, I don't know if I could show you this on Google, but when you see it on Google, what's going to happen is, you know, you're going to see this little this thumbnail, right? And it don't belong to me, but it belongs to some, you know, well, it does belong to me, but what's going to happen is if somebody wanted this, then they're going to be like, oh yeah, this is genius, you know. Then I could change this picture to, like, say, uh, best deck builders, call us, you know, then put their number there instead, and flip out, because that's another area of the search engines you could rent. believe it or not. And so I am actually going to see if we could um, find that. And if it shows, it'll show, but if not, it won't. But that's fine. Composite decks. I need to go ahead and optimize this page a little bit more better than what's being displayed. And actually, I should make a video on this too. But generally speaking, this is what we're going to use to rank for anything in California. And well, it's going to help with the ranking, but I'm going to put a lot of my backlinks to here from the website. And what I'll also do is this. Let me see, post categories. Oops, cancel. Let me update real quick because this is a cool strategy that um, kind of takes us up an extra notch because it's kind of great. I mean, you'll love it. So here we have California, right? And then the the California category, right? And so if you see the view down below where it says custom deck builders / category California, right? That's generally your that's generally the area of the website where it's going to get all, where we're going to put all the posts into. And what I like to do though is with that, because um what I like to do is have it a little bit different. Instead of saying category, I like to say for locals, I would say near, uh, see, near me, right? And then save changes. And what that's going to do is uh, that makes it a little bit more keyword rich. So if you go back to the post categories again, and it's kind of glad that I saw it. So it's near me because near me is a great keyword to use. So if we open it up, and yes, you can rank for categories, right? And so basically, if we had, like, let's say 10 San Diego posts, right? Instead of trying to target every single post, because we're not going to be able to, because they're not created yet, right? But if we targeted the the category, the category is going to have the search bots check all the posts within inside the category because that's what they're supposed to do. Okay, so if you had 100, city California, blank city California, then you get 100 different cities, right? City one, California, and all that. Instead of saying which city we're going after, because we're going to be targeting a lot of different areas of this to make it work. So let's see here. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you to see if we could see this because we're gonna. Oh, I don't have it, but I do got it in another area where it says rented spot. So sad part is I don't know what part where I have this at, but I gotta find that. I gotta find that guy pretty soon, otherwise I'm gonna be in trouble because somebody's gonna say, "Yeah, I'll take it," and I won't know how to update it. But you get the idea. This is a great billboard area. You rent that out too. So, side note, somebody that in the Facebook group says I need to stay on point. So, one of the things is, so that's what we're doing. This is going to be the main link, but I will still be using that California page just for it because of it just makes sense. What I want is a Google Shorty. So we shorten our Google URLs, or I mean, we shorten our links into Google URLs because these are actual backlinks. So why not use them until you can't, right? And so we'll just keep that there for now. So all that being said is to say this. What we're going to do here is we're going to create the title, we're going to insert the content, and then we're going to do everything else, and then we're going to launch. That's all there is to it. Now, as you can see, I could still set up Workhorse a little bit more, but I usually don't use these things anymore because what I do, I have to have them going across the IFTT network ring, okay? And the reason why that is because I want the backlinks, okay? And so I'll get it to that point, and then I'll pause and then take you through some next steps. Okay, so there are several ways to go about doing the title. One way is to use this list. Okay, this list is going to be what uh, the search engines will use. Now, this is what I like. This type of list right here. In a previous video when I introduced you to this workhorse, I created this list, and this is what I like to call the spaghetti on the wall strategy, because instead of targeting just any city or state, I'm just targeting everything in this in this list, because it consists of both uh, the keyword and the place. And so yeah, I would still use that if I wanted to, but some of these fall out of the natural um, states that I'm going after. But anywhere that you would get a rental is fine. So let's see. So that's one way of doing it. But another way of doing this is, I could take this list right here and create another list, right? And then I call this the prime keywords. You see me when I created my uh, the SERP tracker. We'll just call this prime, and then we create, and it's the same thing, right? And so I could use this to use, and then the way you would use this is you got all these little um, you got all these little I don't know what you would call them, these filler points that's used to help triggers all this stuff to happen. So for instance, if I wanted to use prime list, I would type in @list prime list, right? I would copy this, and then I would drop that into um, the title, and then I could add @city. I like to always add @state, right? Or let me see, I like to do short, state short. In other words, instead of California, it'd be CA, and then who's it? I believe that's right. So now I don't know if I want to use this setup. Well, I think I just might, just for the sake of it all. And then, or what I want to do, or what I could do instead of this solution, this could be spun as well. So that could look like, if I were to use custom deck specialists and custom deck builders, it could look like this deck, and then you type in the spin tax, right? And it's the same difference, right? Or I could say, I could include best, actually, you know, best custom deck builders or whatever. That's another way of doing things. And then if I were to do it that way, it could be just um, at city, at state, short. I kind of like this one. I kind of like this way better oftentimes because then I could utilize a lot of um, the keywords up here. So watch what I'll do. Um, we our ex, express contractors will create the best backyard deck and patio for your home. Our, let me say this, express mega contractors will create the best backyard deck and patio for your home. We are specialists, are experienced. Okay, how about this? We have years of experience in building porches, building and patio. At building, okay, we have years of experience of adding porch. I'm going to strip this out a little bit. Contact our contractors for an express today. Now, I'll figure out a way to use the word contractors, but chances are it's inside the post already. So it's keeping me from having to do that. So here's what we'll do. We copy this um, and I'll paste that there. And at title, wait a minute, I don't want to do that. Custom deck builders is already there. Best at city at short and at zip. So if you want to know what I've done here is um, instead of adding custom deck builders into this part of the URL, what you don't want to do is add custom deck builders in this part of the URL. What I could do also is add best specialists. I might not do it that way, just keeping the word best or just keep the city together. And because basically what's going on is it's custom deck builders. I'm gonna just throw in the word in, right? I don't even have to, but you get the idea. Custom deck builders in, San Diego, California, whatever the numbers are for the zip code, right? Pretty simple. So this is the permanent link of that. We don't want to have custom deck builders pro, right? And then having the best custom deck builders in San Diego, whatever kind of thing, because it's going to be redundant at that point, because it's going to be custom deck builders dot pro, custom deck builders, in San Diego. You know, it's called double optimization. It's a little bit too um, it's a little bit too much, right? So that's one thing I do all the time, even with clients. You know, I make sure that they're not doubling the URL with keywords, you know, the same keyword. So we're going to take the article that we spun earlier, and we're going to throw it into our article because it's ready to go. And what we're going to need also is a picture and a video. So we're going to use the same video that we used before on the California page. We're going to just throw it in there because we want it, you know, to be scattered about. And share, embed, get the copy, or get the code rather. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this over to the text because we don't want, again, I'm throwing this within IFTTT because of what we're doing, because of how we got to do this. And IFTTT doesn't always translate WordPress stuff, you know. So if you have everything in raw format, like so, then there's a better chance of IFTTT picking this up. Okay, and so there's another way we could go about doing this, and I'm trying to keep this short and simple, or short and sweet, and then I'm going to redo this particular article again, or video again, with a more optimized format so that we could have an understanding of what else we could do. And so we're good to go right there. Because yes, there is a way you can crank this up a little bit more. Here are some tags that we're going to use. Why are tags important? It's because tags can create extra data sources for everything, right? Ideally, too, what we want to do is make sure that we are targeting towards the tag portion of the website too, because if backyard decks are there, right? Guess what else is there? California or San Diego decks, or uh, Los Angeles decks, or San Francisco, Oakland, all these other cities, you know, within, you know, top to bottom of California. You know, these are going to be all the cities, you know, it's going to be, you know, all the cities are going to be inside of here too. So if you have, like, you know, again, 100 cities, it's going to be 100 cities per tag. So I don't know if you know all that stuff about WordPress. That's a good important feature to know about that. Also, remember what we're going to do. We're going to link to our category, because now what I'm saying here is when this gets distributed to IFTTT, you know, I've got 10 rings, right? I've got 10 plus rings. And so once this post is going out 10, you know, 10, 20 times, that's 10, 20 backlinks coming right back into the category section of the website. So let me see, where else am I? Oh, okay. Now the next posts, here's what I like to do for that. How many cities are in California? Sometimes it tells you and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so according to this, it's 482. I could probably get away with 500, right? 500 cities. This is, so I'm going to post this 500 times, and that should be a pretty good. Now, distribute among users randomly. This is what we want to do also. Again, if you've seen my introduction, I was showing you how the the Workhorse creates all these extra authors, right? So I've created, remember, I created like 100 authors. So if all the authors were to post at the same time, as it were, then that's 5 articles are author, right? Which is great, which is what we want. Okay, and so there you have it. And I think we're just about done on this side of things. Now we're going to work on the part where it's going to just be awesome. Okay, so we're going to just type in best custom deck builders. Just keep it that simple. And we want this part because this is where our description is going to be at. You know, there's a lot of debate that goes with keywords. Some people use them, some people don't. I normally don't do them, but we'll just do it. Well, what's another one? Mega deck builders, right? And we'll just keep it there because I rarely use it. I'm just saying you could use it if you wanted to. Then we're gonna load all the states, and we're just gonna select California. So, which is targeting every single city in California. But if you remember what I was telling you before, it's not just every city, it's also targeting all of the zip codes. So if we were to follow this one through really quick, and I'm sorry for taking so much extra time. So it's going to be custom deck builders in a compo CA 95220. Pretty simple, right? So if we have like Aiden as well, right? Same thing. All of these is just going to be extra, you know, it's just not necessarily extra, but it's just going to be that added extra location for people that look. Because if you check out, we're going to try to see if we can find the first big city in California. We're going to go straight to San Francisco since we know it very well, or maybe um, Los Angeles because it's showing up. Or it's about to show up. Perfect. All right. So we got Los Angeles, as you can see. If you could just see Los Angeles as like, you know, premium, right? Los Angeles. Now, what people don't know is that people, if they were to search from the phone or even from the computer, Google recognizes the location and they consider every single factor from the location to the closest resource, right? So if a guy is searching from Los Angeles, is great. But if you're searching from Los Angeles and he's from the 900007 zip code, and you just so happen to have an article that is actually from that zip code as well, Google says, huh, closest solution. Here you go. You know, so this is how this all works. And then, and so then now that's pretty much it. We're pretty much done. Awesome. Okay, and then now that that's done, or now that that's settled, let me just close that out. We are going to add schema to the mix because you can never have enough. I like to hide it too. Custom deck builders. I'm going to add the same description as before. Copy, paste. An email address is going to go inside there if I have one. I may not have one. I know where to get one. All users. There we go. Copy. And now, granted, also, you know, telephone would be great. Do I got any social channels? Social channels would be great too, because that's, you know, that's kind of gonna make the website awesome. let me do this. That's what I like to do. This is what's called stealing somebody else's stuff. We're going to steal somebody else's authority really quick because we want to have authority. It doesn't matter. We just want to make it look like we got some authority. I guess one social page would do just fine. You know, really what's going to help you out is if you had this all planned out or already taken care of. But I don't. Rating object, stars, rating 4.9 out of 154. Great. So actually we'll just leave that out. Okay. So this is going to help with a lot of things. Now, normally you don't, some people will say you don't want to have them come all out at the same day, like 500 articles show up in the same day. Typically, they're right, and but I usually don't do this because what happens is the drip feed doesn't always fire on the date that it's scheduled for. So if I were to say, for the next 10 days, throw out these articles, right, which is going to give you 50 articles a day. And what happens is, so if today's a Monday, I'm gonna get 50 articles out. Tomorrow I should be getting 50 articles. So by the time I come back here tomorrow, or by tomorrow I mean Tuesday, and you'll see that they're still scheduled. None of them have gone live. The ones that are scheduled for Tuesday, and so it gets frustrating. But I have never had a problem with just shooting out 500 articles at a time, because it just doesn't seem to bother me. Also, another thing to note that I'm hosting on HostGator, and so there could be a kind of a situation where you don't want to do this often, because I could go to like another niche site and do 500 articles over there. This takes a lot of processing power, because what's going to have to happen is the processors over there at HostGator is going to have to spin all of this, and they're going to have to create all these articles, and spin them every which way for for the next 500 articles. Now, it doesn't take a long time, but it does take a lot of resources, and you may find yourself flatlining your account for about 2 seconds or 2 minutes or 10 minutes, or whatever the case may be, until everything settles down. And so just be careful of that, and it may not just be HostGator, but it could be every hosted server that you have. So if you have this on VPS, like a VPS or anything else like that, where you're dedicated to just you may not have this solution or situation. But I can't speak to that point, so I just had to share that with you, just so you could be aware of this. So we're going to go ahead and create the project, and it's telling me that, oh, you can add more. So what? We're not going to worry about that right now. We're just going to post and wait. Well, we're going to create the project. We're not going to post just yet. So I just wanted you to see all that. The recap is we got we have the title, which is actually going to be what I like to call the title keyword. And then we got the content, we got the schema, we got the cities that we're going after, and we got all the other stuff too. So we're going to end right here, and we're going to pick up on the next video. So subscribe, If you haven't already, join the Facebook group, ask questions, join in the conversation, and hope to see you soon. Bye.